As an avid basketball fan, it was extremely upsetting seeing the NBA get postponed and the NCAA basketball season getting canceled. I've researched how the coronavirus pandemic has affected each league. Today I'll inform you how COVID-19 changed and shaped basketball in 2020 and the response each organization took to combat it. The virus shut down the NBA season in March when two players in the Utah Jazz contracted the virus. The season was on hiatus indefinitely and left fans and those involved wondering how quickly and if their season would return at all. The NBA later started a bubble in which teams were invited to Walt Disney World in order to compete for a championship, where they could have no major health concerns either. The pandemic also canceled the 68-team tournament called March Madness, in which the championship was competed for. On March 11, 2020, the global pandemic COVID-19 postponed the NBA season and shut indefinitely without any clear point of return. The season was originally halted when two players on the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert and Emmanuel Mudiay, contracted the virus. The NBA released a statement that night that read, "The NBA is suspending gameplay following the conclusion of tonight's scheduled games until further notice. The NBA will use this hiatus to determine next steps for moving forward in regard to the coronavirus pandemic." After this statement, the league was in an uncharted place. Fans were wondering if the season would return at all. Although this was an unprecedented issue, many fans and team officials kept faith in the commissioner's plan to return to the season. Mark Cuban, a savvy businessman and owner of the Dallas Mavericks, said, "I trust Adam. It's not really about basketball or money. It was important for there to be faith in Silver around the league, especially from one of the league's most prominent owners. The league was right to trust Silver because there was a plan brewing to return to the season." During the late spring of 2020, NBA's head officials began to draft a plan. The plan was to be set up at a place where games could take place COVID-free or as close as possible to that. The place decided upon was ESPN's Wide World of Sports in Disney World, Florida, where there were several courts to play on. The only people allowed in the bubble were players, coaches, refs, announcers, and other essential staff for each team. Once in the bubble, those invited couldn't leave unless they quarantined for 10 days and had 2 negative tests upon return. The NBA followed several safety protocols to keep its league going. According to The Atlantic, everyone in the bubble is tested each night with a result coming the following morning. Overall, the NBA was careful to set up a safe alternative to their season where competition was able to remain at an all-time high. Collegiate basketball, however, was affected in a way worse way than professional basketball was. The NCAA canceled its major moneymaker, March Madness, outright due to the coronavirus, and no champion was able to be crowned. The NCAA also did not grant its athletes another year of eligibility, and the senior season came to an abrupt close whenever the season was announced canceled. Fans were disappointed because the tournament's the most intriguing part of college basketball each year. Fans are able to get a closer look at each NBA prospect before the draft and see what players would fit their NBA teams. The senior vice president of NCAA, Dan Gavitt, addressed college basketball landscape amid rumors of cancellation. He said, "For those of us who love and treasure sports, COVID-19, has resulted in the cancellation of NCAA basketball championships and an empty month that otherwise would be filled with tremendous excitement." This response from the NCAA was logical due to the amount of risk involved with the players and other students in each university. However, fans missed out on one of the best sporting events of the year. The NBA season was postponed due to COVID, but soon after planning started for the Great Bubble concept. The NCAA, however, wasn't able to find a solution that worked for them. Although we missed out on the college season, the NBA bubble has been a great treat to watch in the last few months and has been refreshing for those across the globe. To see the commissioner's plan work perfectly was really great for basketball fans.